Okay, we're back on the 6-speed, the 135 6-speed, and the time's come to hop into the brake. So we've put the axle in, we've adjusted all the axle, we've done all that now. So, oh, there's a drum expanding in my shed. There's a bit of wind background noise, but oh, look, I don't think it'll worry us too much. So what I like to do first is just make sure that you have your little spacers on here. Now, both top and bottom have a little spacer on there. Then I put a bit of grease on here, just to lubricate where the shoe opens and shuts. So that turns back and forth, and when you put your foot on the brake, you pull it like that, and that spreads the shoes out. So I just put a little bit of grease on there. I also put a little bit around here. Other people say do them dry. Look, that's fine too. I just, whatever floats your boat really. Now, I'll just grab these brake shoes. Now I'm using Sparex brand brake shoes. Look, they're a fine shoe. They're well made. This is a riveted lining. You can get bonded linings, but this is a riveted lining. And to hold the lining on, you have a little pin that comes through from the back. Now, it comes through from the back here, like that. And so when he comes through from the back, you can see it lines up with this little hole here. So that's just how they hold the shoes on. Now, you have a little washer. You can see there's a hump on this side. There's a concave on that side. So we put the hump out, and that helps centralise this spring. So we put that there. I just use a pair of pliers for this, and you can see the slot. Can you see that slot? A little slot in there, and so that goes over the pin, then you turn it. So what I like to do here is we put that on, we come around the back, and if you turn that pin at 90 degrees, that's held the shoe on. So there's two of them on each shoe. So we'll pop that on there. I've washed all these parts. I didn't think you really needed to see me washing parts. I know I'm pretty to watch, but man, that's a bit much, isn't it? The bloody bullshit that goes on when you fix tractors, I tell you. So once again, support the pin at the back. You're allowed to say Flop and Harry every now and then. I've got a proper little tool for this, but I don't like using it. I'd just rather chase everything around the floor. Where are we? There you go. So that shoe's sitting on there. We'll get the other one. Same thing down the bottom here. You can see now that when this turns, you spread the shoes. So all this elongated shape there, that's good. Don't go welding it up. I see a post on Facebook a little while ago about someone all proud of themselves for welding that up, and it's probably not the best thing to do. last time I did the brakes on my gold tractor, I had comments, some bloke reckons I was bloody hard to watch. I didn't use the pliers then, but anyway. Right, put the little washer on. And I'll go and find the other one. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, by the wonders of modern technology, that just appeared. Okay, so to hold these shoes on, there's a little plate goes on here. Looks like it went that way in the past. Look at that, just lovely, tell you, Mum. And then these little springs, they sit in the small hole there, and then you pull them up to the thing. So we do have a proper tool for that, but I reckon it's a prick of a thing. You probably don't have one, so we'll just use a screwdriver, and I'll just have to rip it up me on on the comments, because that's just how it is. Probably easily grab your finger, this thing, I'd reckon. Oh, nearly, did you see that? So close. I probably need to shift the camera out of the way. I'm a bit cack-handed here. That's how it's supposed to go when you know what you're doing. But anyway, we'll putt along. All right, now we've got this brake adjuster. Now I've been and cleaned all the thread up on here. You really want this nice and easy to turn. When you're doing adjusting later on, you don't want to have to fight with it. So there's a threaded end in here. I've cleaned the thread out. Mainly just washing it and blowing it out with air. This goes that end. And see how that's nice and easy to turn? That's what you're looking for. And then in the other end, that's got a hydraulic lock, look at that. Right, so I'll wipe the grease off from around the outside here. You don't want any extra grease there getting on your shoes. Now we have a little slot up the back here that I'm not sure you can see, but it's just there. Maybe I can shift the camera. Hang tight. There you go, getting dizzy on me. Yeah, okay, there it is. This one here. So I'll try and turn the base so I don't bump the camera and give you all a migraine. So we have a spring here, and this spring sits up against the star here, so when you turn it, that's what stops it from coming undone when you when you're making adjustments and things like that. So that holds them all together. And then this little star here, there goes in like that. Then when you're in the background here and you're turning, you're adjusting your brakes, well you'll feel that coming back and forth there. So that little detent you can feel is just the star sitting against the spring here. So look, that's all there is to that part of it. Now if I take you out away again and we get you set up, the next part's the brake drum. Now if you can see on this brake drum, there's a couple little stains and things there, but oh look, nothing really. And all I've done here, I've put it in the parts washer, I've roughened up the surface. This is nice and flat, there's no big scarps in there. Hopefully I can get it to where you can see it. Yeah, that's a nice smooth surface. They're not always like that. If they've got down to where the rivets are chewing away here, you can't save them, they're buggered. And so look, all we have to do here is slide this on. Now you'll notice the adjustment of the brakes is still right off, and we haven't adjusted them yet. So that way we can put the brakes on. Now these screws here, these are a bit rusty, these ones. I'll get some more. I think I do have some more, but just for the exercise, we'll actually pop a little bit of grease on them. I don't know how many tractors you come to that those little fellas there are just rock solid. So we'll do them up. Now another complaint I have while I'm having a whinge is people do these up way too tight. Now if we just nip that up easily, you can see the size of the screwdriver I've got here. It's just a pissy little thing. That turns nicely. So people really lay into these screws here and they give them some because they think they're going to fall off. Well, don't go doing that. So take it up till it touches. Yeah, you can feel it go firm. Then just back it off a little bit. Same on the other end here. Take him up. Take him up till it's firm. Then just back him off a little bit. Now that screw can never come out. You've got the big wheel on here, and with the wheel on and the wheel nuts done up, that screw can still never come out. So by having that rock solid tight, you're just making a job for yourself later on. If you ever do want to have a look at your brakes, you've really got to work away at these things because they get really tight. So if you take them up tight, just back them off a little bit. It doesn't say that in the book, that's bloody Lance's law. And by doing that, you know that screw when you come to it next time is going to be good. Now we're putting the screws in at this stage, so we know that the brake drum's up firm. We can probably see there's no movement there at all now, and when the wheel's on it's going to be like that. So that turns nice and freely. So what we'll do, we'll go around the back and we'll adjust that brake shoe up now until we can't turn that anymore, and then we'll back it off. Say, well look, I go 5 clicks normally, but you know, that's just me. You want it to be able to turn without heat being generated. Now if you have a brand new shoe like we have in here and a brand new drum, the surfaces are going to be really good, but they will still bed in. Now this drum, it's got a really good surface on it, but look, I would bet that it's slightly curved one way or another, just with standard wear. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to adjust it up. Then after we've run the tractor around for a little while and everything's bedded in, we'll probably find we'll need to go up another couple of clicks. So no problem with that. So look, what we'll do, we'll just go around the back and we'll work out where we've got to go for these adjustments. Okay, so by putting a screwdriver in here, feeling for the star, then going forward on the right hand side here, it'll be the other way on the other side, no doubt. We can pop that little star wheel around. And that's feeling a bit firm, so I'll just run this around a little bit both ways, just to make sure if the shoes are dragging at all. And you can feel that star getting tight now. So the shoes are going out against the drum. So that will probably be hard to turn. So now we can go back, find the star wheel. So what we've done, we've just actually centralised the shoes really. Can't see much from my hands in there, I know. So that's a bit hard to turn still. I have quite a bit of effort there. But that feels okay. So I'll just take it up again just to check. There's up 3. See, there's quite a bit of effort there, so we have to make sure we come back out again. 1, 2, 3 clicks. And look, that feels good. So that's about as tight as we can have. Like, I haven't counted the number of stars or the number of points on the star, but you know, I'd suggest to be 15 or 12 or 15 or something. So to just go 4 or 5 threads or 4 or 5 clicks there, you're going a fraction of 1 thread off. So look, that's fine. Now if I go around and grab the brake and give it a pull round the other side there, I should be able to load that up so that we can't turn it. Let him off and we can. Hold him up, we can't. Let him off, we can turn it easily by hand. So there you go. That's just fitting the brakes and adjusting them up. Now that's a good place to start until it just comes free. You can feel no drag. We put this fella back, even though we may have to be in here a bit later on again. And that's got the wheel sorted out. Now putting the foot plates on and adjusting the rods is another story again. So that'll do for doing the brakes here. We're going to do the same on the other side, but then once we know that the brakes are adjusted the same left to right on the wheel here, well then we can actually adjust the brake rod going up to the front, so we know we have the pedals even and things like that. So okay, that's it. Let's move on, find something else to do.